Hello everybody and welcome back to Attempts Were Made. I'm the host this week, which means I'm going to try and keep it as uncursed as possible. Cut to 10 minutes from now when our host Dickie is probably talking about his shit, or our new host Kat is talking about hentai.
Yeah, I don't know what hentai is. That sounds actually really correct, and I don't like that sounds correct. Also, I have strep throat, so...
I worry for poor dear sweet Richie. I think he is not long for this world.
Yeah, I have strep throat. We're like on day 3 of it, so my voice is kind of coming back, but yesterday was really rough, where I could barely talk or do anything, and I'm sure that was a blessing for most people, because then they didn't have to hear my voice, but it was kind of difficult for me, because I like to hear my own voice a lot.
So, funny story, 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Yo, phone call!
Can I call you back?
This girl's on a phone call right now. I actually
I'm recording my podcast.
Unbelievable. She's recording a thing. Who are you even talking to? Is it your boyfriend? I'm going to scream with them.
I thought the lore of the podcast was that she was single.
I am single. Why? No, I'm single. Let me show you. Actually, I'm not single. Let me show you my boyfriend. 1 second.
Okay.
1 second. I actually have multiple. Hold on. Can you see my boyfriends?
Yeah. That's beautiful. Yep.
I had to look back at the screen. The other update for today is that I forgot to charge my A7S, which I usually record on for this. So now I have a Canon C70 that I'm recording over here. And I went above and beyond for setting this up because there's a big C-stand right over there in the corner of my room. And there's a light, and there's a silk, and there's a frame. And I went way above and beyond for this. This is like probably like a $7,000 setup for something that I could have recorded on a potato, and it's really dumb how I will just overdo things like this. So that's why I'm looking over here and I have a slightly different background, because normally you're like way over there. But we should actually talk about like the podcast, or like what we're talking about today, because my strep throat and my ineptitude to not overly produce things is not that interesting.
I have a $100 webcam.
I have a $600 camera.
So did you guys talk about while I was on the phone what I miss?
Going back to the camera thing. So Kat's thing is recorded at 576p by like 1020, some random ratio that makes absolutely no sense in the world. And it looks like a potato. And I texted Steve like right after that. I'm like, yo, we got to fix Kat's camera like right after this. And he's like, nah, we're going to leave this shit as it is. I want it to be super scuffed. Like, what is with you and loving scuff things? So I'm sitting here recording 4K.
So much. Can you not hear my audio in everything I do?
No, your audio sounded perfectly fine last time. Like I had no issues with your audio at all when I was editing it. Like the camera audio sounds terrible, but your actual like regular audio sounds perfectly fine.
Oh, lucky you. I'm only using OBS this time. So you're only getting the bad audio.
Oh, I'm gonna scream if you actually do that to me.
Episode.
Please don't. Please don't. Go. I don't want that. That's so dumb. Don't do that to me. Don't make this sound stupid.
No, it's too late. It's too late, bud. We either have to restart.
Are you really? Are you really using really scuffy audio? That's
yeah.
What is with you and scuffy things? What determined your life that you're like, I need scuffy things in my life?
It's also turned down a lot. I'm gonna have to turn it up right now. There we go. So now it's actually gonna be loud enough.
I'm gonna smack
the living fire out your ass. Turn it back.
Why do I have to edit? It's always the shitty ones I have to edit. It's never the easy ones. Like the easy ones you've always edited. That is
not true. You give me some shit ones.
Oh.
And it's better that when Evan would give us his files and there were 6 different audio files that all needed to be layered on top of one another.
Yeah, because whenever he exported his video and audio, it would be in like broadcast form, which would have like 6 layers, and I'm like, why? Why are you doing? Like, I understand why, but like, also stop it. This is dumb. Kat's over here sitting here like, I don't know what's going on. I'm looking into the air, being like doop doo, and I kind of wish I was like that right now, not knowing what we were talking about.
Did you know that a game came out where you can be a cat? I've been waiting for this game for like a year.
Is it like the Goose Game?
I'm excited for it.
No, Stray. Yeah,
is it like the Toast?
Stray.
No, what? No. Toast.
You're a cat. It's like an art game. It's like artistic and cool.
Unlike Richie.
Yeah.
There's not an artistic bone in my body. I am zeros and ones. Did you just go in my ear?
Sorry. It was refreshing.
Should we all just
everyone just take a sip and go.
There you go.
There's our ASMR for the week. I hope everyone enjoys that. There is no structure this week because I couldn't think of anything because I'm sick and I feel awful. But I really wanted to keep pressing through because this is really fun just sitting here for like an hour and a half and talking about absolute horse shit forever. And speaking of horse shit, because we're about the 10-minute mark.
Great segue.
I have not had any really bad, like, just
So we're not going to talk about it.
No, I haven't had any really bad shits lately. It's been really simple, clean shits. I think so. I've been changing my diet a little bit more.
I don't want to know about it, Dickie.
Have been having a little more salmon.
So I just came back from MetroCon. It was a lot of fun.
Tell me about that. How was MetroCon?
I will mute both
of you. It was great. It was my first time.
So these two are going to get muted right now. They're going to get muted, and you're going to hear me talk about my poop. So I've changed my diet up lately, and I've been having a lot more spinach and salmon in my diet, and it's really been helping solidify my bowel movements.
The hotel was so stupid. It was this open concept thing. You know, like Katsukan? Like how the Katsukan Hotel is?
No.
Have you never been to Katsukan?
He's never been to Katsukan. He's literally in the Midwest. How would he ever experience any of this? He's only been to Otakon and AX.
Okay, Richie, you know how the Katsukan Hotel is, right?
I do. So for everyone that does not know, the Katsukan Hotel is the Gaylord Hotel in National Harbor, right on the edge of Virginia and DC. It is a Marriott hotel. It is really big, and it's really weird where it has like the hotel on the outskirts, but in the middle there's a giant atrium area where there's like restaurants.
Completely normal. What are you talking about?
It's not normal. Normally hotels.
Hotel.
That's not normal for most people. Most people's experience with a hotel is like a holiday Inn where like people experience that.
But like if you go to a city and are staying in like a big hotel for a conference or a convention, that's a totally normal kind of hotel to have.
It is, but it also isn't because like imagine the Marriott Marquise in DC where you do have that big open atrium area, but which is very normal. But like it's not just that. Like there's gazebo. It's multiple levels of like things where the restaurants are actually physically in the middle. There is like a water area. There's like a garden. There is this like little cute house. Like it's made to be looking like it's magical sounding. I don't even know how to describe it. I'll throw it up on the screen, but like that's what it looks like. It doesn't, like, yes, the atrium in hotels isn't that strange, but like the way that one's set up is very weird. I don't know any other hotels like that.
Imagine that, but terrible.
Yo.
So the hotel for MetroCon's like that open concept, except it's not the balcony. That's just your hotel room door, and it's smaller and ugly, and it goes all the way up. And for some reason, you know how motels have those windows so you can see outside? All the rooms had those windows, which what are you looking at? The hallway? And like from any room, you can see any room's door. So you can like wait for people to come out of their room.
That's crazy.
It's super creepy. I did not like it. And it was hot. Our AC didn't work. Our like phone to call the front desk was broken. The whole hotel was musty. And it was the Con Hotel. It's the one that was connected to the center. It was pretty rough.
Which is weird because usually like for a big con like that, you always have like the nicest hotels set up for that.
Yeah, and it was an Embassy by the Hilton, which
that's so weird. So like for those who don't know, Kat mostly go to a lot of conventions. I used to. Not nearly really as much anymore. I go to maybe like 2-3 a year.
East.
Kat goes like to like 10. Steve, you went to like 2, but like
I've been to 2, yes. Period.
I'm also going to con next weekend.
Because Kat, you go to a lot of cons in general because you're a cosplayer, but like you started early. You didn't. Cons aren't like, I was a late bloomer, and I think Steve, you were kind of a late bloomer for this kind of stuff too. But like I didn't start going to conventions until like 2019. Exactly, last year.
I've been going to cons since 2010.
I feel like a lot of people always talk about this, but I just like perspective from everyone. How have cons changed between like 2010 to like 2020, like it before COVID? Because like I feel like there's a giant boom because of social media that has like made it happen. Because like it's not even just like the cosplay scene has like boomed, but like
I'm actually kind of really, so it's gonna sound weird, but I'm actually kind of glad that like for the con scene, like obviously pandemics aren't great, but the pandemic for the con scene was kind of a good thing. When I first started going to cons, it was very much that like really happy, wholesome, like you were dressing up as a character, you're running around. There were like the weird people with their free hug signs and like the owie paddles, but it was just like it was a bunch of nerds just like
glomping.
going and enjoying what they
Wasn't
love.
glomping a thing?
Glomping, yeah.
What was glomping?
yeah.
Was like what was glomping? Glomping was what when
Glomping
you ran
was a
around.
tackle hug.
Yeah.
It was
It's
a
where
tackle
you
hug. That
ran
was it.
and you like tackle hug someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's-
It was just a bunch of cringe, and it was great.
It's weird though, like hearing those stories back in the day, because like I feel like a lot of that stuff would not be like okay to do now. Not even okay to do in 2022. But like I feel like if I don't think I ever saw anyone glomping at like New York Comic Con or anything back in like 2019.
Yeah.
But that Jessica Negri and like she did, in my opinion, she did do a lot for the cosplay community because she made it something also in a way that you could monetize. But when her era, it started turning it into more of a, you have to look like the character, you have to look good, cosplay fitness, and like, it just became very competitive, very like cliquey, very like social media, like how many followers do you have? My first two KatsuCons weren't super great. That was 2018 and 2019. They were fun because I mostly did photo shoots, but it wasn't a fun vibe. It was like a lot of big name cosplayers there to just like, have their clout and their parties. And that's another thing is, there were always like raves and parties and fun stuff back then, but in the last few years before COVID, it became, and this is something that's still present, it became way more of like a dangerous thing to where there's a lot of predators in the community, a lot of partying, a lot of people getting drugged, not good stuff.
It's kind of weird though also that like you brought up like that there was always parties and everything, and there's still tons of parties like you said, but those big people that like really made things change, like the huge like Jessica Negri and Yu Han and everyone. It's funny because like Han, sorry, they don't go to these
this man
parties.
just said
like,
sorry. Fucking Canadian. Oh my god.
They don't like go to these parties. Like they have like their own private parties, like Stella Chu and all of them will go to. But like, I feel like you reach a certain level, you don't associate with people that are smaller than you like that. Like you could be friends with them, but like you're not going to those kind of parties. Like I've been to enough parties where whether it's like just like in a hotel room or like in a set area at a bar, people are like highlighted are like maybe 50,000 to like 100,000 like followers or something like that. And it's weird. Like there's different levels of popularity where people don't associate with other people, and they have these weird aspirations to like chase clout of like the next level up, which is something I never really understood as a photographer, because I've met tons of people. I've shot with Jessica Negri before. I shot with Hendo. I've shot with people from all different levels of popularity, and like to me they're always just people. They always have just been people. But yeah, there's so many people in that community and conventions that like hold these people to be like celebrities. Like I remember sitting on the hotel with or on the elevator with who was I with? I think it was with Stella Chu, and just literally like going up an elevator and like everyone's like staring at her, and I'm like, I just don't. You're just another person to me, and I don't know if it's not like I don't get celebrity starstruck. I remember being at MegaCon and seeing the whole cast of Boy Meets World in the elevator and just walking and being starstruck like that. I have been starstruck, but like I just don't see a lot of these internet celebrities as like people that would ever be starstruck, because like they're just people trying for the most part to have fun at a convention and dress up and cosplay. And yes, there are definitely ones that like it's their career, so like they're on a different level of like seriousness with it. But like I don't know. I think another like creepy part of it that you brought up was like there's people that stalk these cosplayers of all different levels, and it kind of like ruins it for a lot of people. But even not just that, I think a lot of cosplayers themselves now have these weird egos that are like, hey, I have like 57,000 followers, I'm better than you. And I'm like, Your whole your hobby is dressing up as someone else. I don't care. Like, you're supposed to be doing this for fun. If you really think your numbers are that important, that's ridiculous.
And unfortunately, like, the whole micro celebrity thing in the cosplay community is still prevalent. But one thing that changed, like, before and after COVID that I thought was a big deal was before it was, like I said, it was becoming more about, like, looking perfect, and people were getting very cliquey and very niche. A lot of people were mean. My last Colossal Con before COVID, the Prime one in Ohio, they had a whole, like, it wasn't a bodybuilding contest, but it was kind of like that. It was like the Cosbod, and people went up and competed, and I saw people like get genuinely upset because they're being judged on, like, I don't know. I feel like I get cosplay fitness, but I don't like it when it started to become a toxic thing.
Oh, it is. It's super toxic. The hashtag CosFit, if you go on Instagram or Twitter, go like look hashtag CosFit, it's disgusting. Like, I'm all for fitness. Like, I run almost every single day. All for played soccer all my life, love sports, but like it's weird, and I don't think you're already taking something that can be body negative, like the crazy bodybuilders. And I'm not saying bodybuilders are like bad people or anything. I just think like when your whole entire life is like under a camera and you have to look perfect 24/7, just like models that will starve themselves, like it's the same kind of concept. And then you also have these nerds, in a sense, who were bullied most of their life, or like kind of treated like outcasts
for looking a different way, and eventually like puberty hit and they got really pretty or really built and whatever it is. And then I think that happens a lot. Like, you'll have these just like, they just don't know how to handle it, and they just turn into the people that they absolutely hated because that's all they really knew. So like, I know a couple people that are like that. Like, puberty hit them perfectly. I dated someone like that,
but they were like ugly back in the day, and they just became beautiful, and they just became exactly what they complained about. And I'm like, oh, what happened to you? Because there's a couple girls and there's a couple guys I know that are like that, and I'm just like, and they'll always like, they post on their story on Instagram like, yeah, people just worked really well for me. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really mean you can't be an asshole though because you're pretty now. Like,
revenge, getting what they feel like they were deserved, you know. You're
continuing the cycle of like negativity. Like, and I'm not saying, again, this is a generalization. I'm not saying that all the people that like went through puberty that are now beautiful, the cosplay community, are negative or bad people. But I mean, it's anything. You could meet someone at a random bar and they're going to be negative about their appearance now because whatever it is.
Yeah, on top of that though, it also became like, it wasn't just the people who like were big like Nigri or Stella Chu or Yaya or any of those people. It was the smaller cosplayers who were like in that like 20 to 50K range who started to become like, they acted like you said, like they were better than everyone. They like, I lost a lot of friends in the like 2017, 2018 era who were clout chasers because they would only hang out with people who had bigger followings, and then once they like reached that level, they'd find a next person with the bigger following and like follow them. And I feel like after COVID, my first Katsucon back was completely different. There's still like the celebrity cosplayers and things like that, but a lot of the smaller stuff, like it brought in a new wave of people who had never been to conventions before, who were just a bunch of nerds who loved cosplaying and loved playing dress up back into the community. And that Katsucon this year, it was so much fun. I've never been to a Katsucon like that before, where everyone was like accepting, everyone was like there's a bunch of people who threw like a rumbling in the little main atrium area where they passed out Jaeger shots, and I don't know, it was fun. And
it's funny that you say that because I have friends in Philadelphia that said the same exact thing. They had so much fun at this Katsucon because it was like, they said it was like a throwback to before. So let me ask you guys this one, because you two both went to AX. Sorry, I'm still trying to talk, but my voice is like coming in and out.
Yeah, for someone without a voice, you've done a lot of talking.
I really have, and my throat is killing me right now. But I'm going to ask you two, because you two can talk about this. AX, was AX what it used to be like? Or I don't know if you went to AX years ago, but I haven't really spoken to anyone that's done AX like pre-COVID. So was AX this year like a throwback, like you're saying Katsucon was, or was AX kind of different? Because AX is very different than Katsucon or a hall mat where it's very commercial, and the whole entire point of it is to be at the convention rather than, hanging around outside the convention like other cons are. So like, what was AX like? Was it similar?
Well, I haven't been to an AX before this. And I will at least say, in terms of like, even the year between Otakon, my first con, and this one, I mean, we're still obviously in COVID. 1 second, Evan is calling me.
Is he really? No, answer.
Shame,
Answer.
shame.
No,
I
no
can't
shit.
believe.
Answer and put him
Hello?
on speaker. I want
What's
to hear
up?
him. Put him on speaker.
Yes.
On speaker.
Can't believe he would answer his phone on podcast. How disrespectful.
One second. What was that?
Put him on speaker.
Dickie wants you on speaker. Evan, do you have anything to say?
I miss him.
Oh, are you guys recording the podcast right now?
Yeah, we are literally recording it right now.
I miss him so much.
I'm not
Because
white. I'm native.
Evan, you never freaking respond to
Asia's
texts.
native. And
she's
Dickie
native,
said
Evan.
it's because
And
you never respond to
Filipino.
text.
I miss you,
I'm
Evan.
mixed.
I'm so sorry. Sincerely, I did not. This is. Don't include this. Just don't include
Oh, it's being included. It's being
This is
included.
going in.
This
I
is
You
am
going
know
in.
better.
Tlingit and Filipino.
I should.
She's native and Filipino.
I'm
Dickie,
Tlingit.
obviously.
I'm Tlingit
All right,
specific.
maybe I'm a listener. That's it. I just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with that excuse. I'm so sorry. You seem like such a genuine person.
Aw.
Yeah. Not you, Steve. Her.
I know, I was awing that you were saying it to her.
I thought he was talking
No.
to me,
Also,
actually.
I've
I'm
been
not going to
recording
lie.
everything I've been saying for
Oh,
possible degree on this, so yeah.
Okay, he's been recording all. Okay, well, we're recording it too, so it's fair's fair.
Is he streaming
All right.
or what's he recording?
That is.
I don't know. See,
Bye.
you should respond to my text also. Bye.
I should?
No, he should.
No.
As you said, he doesn't respond to any fucking text.
He doesn't. I have to usually call him, and the only way for him to pick up is when he's on stream because he does it for content. So he'll pick up when I call him on stream, but he won't pick up other times, which is hilarious to me.
Exactly.
But just so everyone can see, we do not have any hard feelings towards Evan. He's a busy
No.
boy, and I miss him a lot.
Yeah, he's still a great friend.
It's okay.
He was
We have our
a-
fifth. We have our fifth choice as a host now.
Wow. What the
What?
fuck was I saying?
I don't know,
Oh.
what were we talking about? Oh, X.
AX.
AX versus Otakon. Otakon last year, when, not everybody had their vaccines yet, like it was kind of a recent thing. There was, you would see pretty much nobody not wearing a mask. They said masks were mandatory, but again, there's so many people, it's hard to tell. And you pretty much saw nobody not wearing a mask unless they were like far away from everybody, just chilling for a bit. AX, way more people, still masks mandatory, and just you walk around the hall and like half the people had just taken them off. They stopped caring.
Oh, yeah.
People working,
Oh, dude,
like
we didn't
people
have them at
officially
Colossal.
working booths, security guards, etc. Like even people working there just taking them off.
Yeah, we were at ColossalCon in Hallmet, and we never. I don't think there was ever a time that we had our masks on.
Colossal. Yeah, ColossalCon wasn't really a requirement because it was a water park. So
That is true, but like you were still inside the hotel. I don't remember seeing any. That's the other thing.
yeah, no, AX the vibe. It was pretty similar to the past few years. That I had been, where everyone's having a good time. It's a big con. There were not as many people because in past years, like you say, it's not so much a con to hang out outside of, but that's where I made most of my friends, was the outside like meetups and gatherings. This con I felt like there was a little less people outside. I didn't experience AX as much as I have in previous years though, because like the first day I spent the most of the day like filming a YouTube video for my friends, and then the next day I spent most of the day filming a YouTube video for my friends.
That
So we
sounds
were
like our
walking
whole
around
entire
and I was, like,
experience with
filming.
Otakon. That was literally all of Otakon.
Yeah.
I think I shot like 4 videos for them.
Just making
is a
fucking
great time.
And then
content
I
the
was
whole time.
in one of the videos as well.
Hey.
Sounds like Steve.
But no, it was fun. My only thing was I feel like staff was not prepared for the amount of people. Like AX is always a big con. They always have problems, but I feel like they were extra not prepared. There was one point, it was hot outside, and we were going to the dealer's hall, and we were outside, and they like stopped the line to like let traffic through from another line, but just the way they did it was wrong. They didn't like explain anything to anyone. Those people. And then they let people like run across, but they were like stopping us, and we were stuck outside for a hot minute. And finally we got in, and it was just terrible.
It was really funny hearing things about like how there were some lines that took hours to get through, and then there were other ones that just had literally nobody. And they
I know that happened
weren't-
at
yeah, they
Anime
weren't
NYC
sending
too.
people anywhere. I walked there one day by myself, and people were like, "Oh, it's probably going to take you like an hour to get in," and it took me like 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
And that was just from walking. Like there wasn't a line. It was just it took me 5 minutes to get through each step. That was it.
It's weird because it's always the it's always the cons and really bad weather situations that you struggle with to get in and out. But it's always the ones that are like in perfect conditions where like you wouldn't mind staying outside for 45 minutes because it's like a nice 65 degrees with your friends. They're the ones that are so fast, because that's what happened at Anime NYC, where it was like 30 something degrees outside and everyone's stuck out there for 3 or 4 hours. Oh, that was so badly. But I don't really blame the conventions themselves for that, because I mean, how do you prepare for the COVID thing is like new. Like having a convention during COVID is new. So like you have these new precautionary steps you have to take, especially in New York City, because there's even more steps because it's a very strict state. So like the steps they had to take was a lot more, which makes it harder. But like in California, it's the same way. But yeah, I hope in the next year or two they'll get a lot better with this kind of stuff.
Katsucon was rough because they blocked off the door. Remember back in previous years, we could come in those like the outside doors at the bottom of the atrium, and they blocked that off, so you had to like walk around, and it was cold and it was windy, and it ruined my wig.
Katsucon was a weird one because you could go to Katsucon but not have a pass to go to Katsucon if you just had your hotel card. They can't kick you out of the hotel. You're staying at the hotel. So a lot of people would just quote unquote lobbycon. So they always made it difficult for you to go around the hotel though, because they're like, oh, you can't enter in this section because you don't have a badge. It's like, yeah, we're in the hotel though, and I have my key card, which proves I'm staying in this hotel, so you can't not let me in. So I know a lot of arguments always happen because of that.
They changed it this year, so even if you had a badge, like you could not come back in those doors. Those were like exit only, so you had to walk around no matter what.
That's so dumb, but...
And again, it was cold, and it was windy.
AX did also have wristbands to like prove that you were vaccinated, that you had to just like
and they
show
never
them.
checked those.
Yeah, like you just had to do this and walk right through.
They were very generic yellow wristbands.
Yeah, even then when I got mine, I showed him the thing on my phone that said I have had a vaccine, and then he was like, "Do you have your ID?" And I said, "Yeah," and I started to pull it out, and even then the dude was like, you don't actually need to pull it out. I'm just going to put it on. I'm like, okay, sure. I could have just showed you anybody's, I guess. But there was a reason that side of the COVID wristband check had a way shorter line. And it was clearly that guy.
One thing that was crazy to me is this is the first AX wherever Thursday I got my badge, and like there was a little bit of a line when we went around 2-3 p.m. Like I would say probably a max 30-40 minute wait, which alone is insane for AX. But the sun was super high in the sky, so like we'll come back later. So we went back. Badge registration closed at I think 8 or 9 that night, and we went back around like 7:30, and we just walked right up. There was literally no line. I've never had that happen at Anime Expo.
You said that you were shooting a bunch of videos for YouTube stuff.
Yes.
Was it just YouTube stuff, or was it TikTok as well, or Instagram Reels, or was it just straight up YouTube?
It was just YouTube. I filmed it was a JJK video for friends, and then I was in a Spy Family video with my friends.
It's kind of funny to me that conventions change so much because of Instagram and social media, because people would be posting pictures and as big cosplayers, and I feel like it's starting to transition from pictures to videos, where like you'll see a lot more like people that are big on TikTok, and like they have that weird superiority thing over like the cosplayers now, because like it's like you said, the people are just back to dressing up and having fun, but now you have a lot of TikTokers who come in here that kind of have that micro celebrity look to it, and it's not obviously, again, it's not all of them, it's just like it, but like that's the content you're seeing is being created more at these cons, because that's how social media is changing towards, because Instagram released that update and said like, hey, short videos are what's going to get the views now. It's not going to be the pictures as much. It's not going to be photos, which is crazy to me, but like, and dumb. I think I've seen media changing for that fact alone. Yeah,
well, the thing too is it really isn't like every person like that, because the people who I was doing with the YouTube stuff with, it was for YouTube, but they are TikTokers. Like they're really big on TikTok, but they are just normal people. They don't think they're better than anyone else. They were there to have a good time, and their videos are really funny. So we've went through this before. My content creators are not always my favorite people in the world. Steve can vouch for this one. We had a whole entire conversation on this. Which is why when people are like, "Oh, you're a content creator," I'm like, no. I am not one of those. Well, because like even at Colossal Prime, I think that's the same feeling that you get when someone calls me an e-girl. I don't like being called an e-girl.
It's
Which is ironic, because that's what you
comes
put
with
me as in your video.
Kat, you are an e-girl in my brain. Sorry.
I
don't
am
know.
not
an
an e-girl.
electronic girl.
You literally introduce yourself doing the dance, and if that's not e-girl, I
That's
don't know.
a TikTok thing, not an e-girl
That's-
thing.
What is
So
TikTok
evil.
if not an e-girl thing?
That's literally
Bro,
what it is.
I don't know, man.
So, okay, so we're gonna talk. You just ooh-wooed like that. So like, okay, then let me ask you something. What's the difference between like an e-girl and like, would you say like Pokimane or a big Twitch streamer, Alinity? Are they e-girls? What are they?
I don't think so. I think they're streamers.
So
Right.
what do you separate? How do you go from like a content creator to like an e-girl? Like how do you separate the two of them? Because there's definitely like what would you define as an e-girl?
Belle Delphine is an e-girl.
God, I
Yes.
love Belle Delphine so much.
The majority,
Oh my God.
like I think it's when
Lauren,
the
the
majority.
Birch twins are e-girls.
Yeah, I think it's when the majority of your content output is like more
It's an
images,
aesthetic.
shorts. It's an aesthetic thing. But like Pokimane is sitting there 4 hours at a time, streaming and making content. She's not.
So are you saying people on
You know,
TikTok aren't e-girls?
They have to have pink hair.
Some are.
Pink hair means
Yeah.
they're fun.
Pink hair means e-girl.
How does
Easy
it?
shortcut.
No. You can be like
My hair is not pink, therefore I'm not an e-girl.
pink hair does not make
Flawless
you an e-girl
logic.
or not an e-girl.
Yeah, flawless.
No, it isn't because there's definitely e-girls that have like black hair, like jet black hair. Like that's their aesthetic. They have like they went from like that scene girl to like the e-girl thing or blue hair.
You're an e-girl, Richie.
God, I wish I was an e-girl.
Yes.
I'd be so
God,
fucking
don't we?
cool.
Fuck. Don't we all?
We should do. What's the next con we're gonna be at together?
Dickie
Richie? I'm
e-girl
gonna transform you
makeover?
into an e-girl. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably
Dickie e-girl
It might
makeover.
be
Yes.
There's a video of me actually in drag.
I love this.
Have you never seen the
Oh,
drag
yeah.
video of me?
No, I haven't.
My friend's a
Send it to me.
professional
Give me.
makeup artist in LA, and
give
she
me.
did
Give me
me in
this.
drag,
Give.
and she wanted me to. This is years ago. It's on my YouTube channel. But yeah, there's a video of me in drag because she wanted me to shave my beard at the time, and I said no. I'm gonna be like I can't think what her name is or their name is. They won Eurovision years ago, but they did full makeup, but they kept their beard. And I was like, no, we're gonna do this. Conchita, I want to say their name was Conchita, but they won Eurovision. My friend did put the wig on me, did all this stuff. You don't realize, as a guy, I never realized how heavy makeup feels on your face when there's a lot of it. My
Yes.
face literally
Yeah.
felt way down. Like I felt it was like it felt like there's a pound of stuff on my face, and I never understood that.
It was my least favorite part of theater.
You were a theater kid?
I was.
Of course.
Steve
you
Sort
were.
of,
strikes me as
sort
a-
of,
you-
sort
You
of.
strike me as a theater kid.
I was a theater kid.
I only did
That doesn't shock me either.
the musicals. And that,
That
was
shocks me
mainly
even
because
less. You literally said
Well,
last
my-
week how much you like
okay,
to
my
cry
dad-
at Les Mis.
my dad was the choir teacher of my high school. And like my parents are both music teachers. So in junior high, I had to do choir, and that choir class then put on the musicals. And then in high school, I did 3 of the 4 musicals, and that was because my dad was a choir teacher. He wasn't involved with them, but that meant the woman who did run the musicals was like, you know how to sing, and I need boys, so you have to audition. You have to be in it.
I need
So-
boys. I need boys in my life.
I need boys. Hey.
What's our timer on the podcast, by the way? I could hold it for 10 minutes. I don't know if I can hold it for 30. I got pee.
Yo, do it. Do it. Go, go, go.
Steve, do you have to go?
Do you
Is this
think
our normal thing?
we could jar it and sell it?
You could probably sell. Not
Honestly-
probably. You could definitely sell it.
No, it depends. Kat, how much are you going to sell your pee for?
Well,
how
Belle
much do you
Delphine
have?
sold her bathwater for $30 a pop.
I think P
I thought
is
she
worth
sold
a
it for
little bit
more.
more. Yeah,
No,
I
it
think,
was 30 or 35, but she sold like 200.
How do I feel like I got
things
ripped
of it,
off?
so she made like a lot.
Yeah, she made a lot
What?
of money. What?
Did you say you got ripped off?
Dickie,
What?
got a story for us?
No, of course not. That'd be weird.
Oh, Dickie,
I
you
lo-
can spend
So
like
I love Belle Delphine.
$100,000 to have a date with her.
All right, I'm
Can-
gonna
wait,
go to
is
the
that real?
bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, listen. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You guys debate on if Gamer Girl pee or Gamer Girl bathwater is worth more, and I want
mean,
to
we're
answer.
gonna
really
I
wait-
think
we're
it's
gonna-
most certainly P.
That's
I mean, it's literally gold. Liquid gold.
I would assume the
right?
key is going to be worth a lot more.
I don't think this is a debate. Like, I think we just are in agreement.
Yeah, like
because it's more personal. More. You know.
Plus, it's sanitary. It's sanitized. Like it's sterile.
Yeah. Let me see if I can't find what Chase sent me.
At what
the
point
Belle Delphine thing.
I don't know why I love Belle Delphine so much. There was just one day I saw her on Instagram and I said, yes, this is good. This is what I like. And I love a red flag. That's like
one night with Belle Delphine.
How much do I have to take a loan?
$100,000. Spend a night with me, and I will make all your fantasies come true. This is literally prostitution.
Man, I just want to play Mario Party with her, honestly. And naked Scrabble.
Is insane.
There's actually, it's weird because there's been an influx of porn stars that have been doing that too. I think it was I can't think what, Savannah 6. I think that's her name. Like it was like $20,000 to like spend a night with her. And I think more and more porn stars are doing that, which doesn't shock me. But it kind of
I'm looking at this. This is literal prostitution. Like she's saying I'm gonna have sex with you.
I mean, is she doing it in the Netherlands? Because she's from Europe.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's from London. So if she did this and said we're doing this in Amsterdam, I think it would be legal. There's also certain places like where it is legal in other countries, and like if there's certain sections of cities you can do it legally. So like there's no way that she's not doing this somehow like legally, because like she makes so much money at this point that like she would be under the eye of like English like tax stuff and law. So like she has to be doing some loophole. She has lawyers. I know she has lawyers. Like she's stated on multiple occasions she's like accountants and lawyers to run her stuff. Yeah. So I assume there's some legal way that she's getting around it.
$100,000, Dickie, you can hire Belle Delphine as a prostitute.
God, I have to take out like a $50,000 loan for this shit.
And let me be clear to the audience. I have nothing wrong with. I don't think there's anything wrong with prostitution. Very pro sex work. I'm just saying it was shocking to find out that Belle Delphine was doing this.
She has a boyfriend or a husband too. That's weird.
If it makes them $100,000, I doubt he gives a shit.
What do you literally just effed someone's wife.
That's true. You did. So
that doesn't mean I don't want. No, Belle Delphine's like a whole different thing. Like I went on this date with this girl, and she asked me what my celebrity crushes, and I'm like, and I gave her like my normal list because like Miranda Cosgrove is number one. I always have loved Miranda Cosgrove, like not in like a purely lust way, but like just because she's the same age and like growing up with her, I'm like,
she's girlfriend material.
She is. She's girlfriend material. Yeah. And then Fran Drescher has always been mommy material. Love her to death. And I love Bella Poarch. Bella Poarch is that like red flag. You're like, yes, this is what I want. And then the girl.
What do you mean red flag?
I don't know who that is.
Is Bella Poarch an e-girl?
Bella Poarch is so cute. I love her. No, I don't think so.
Because like I feel like when she did her TikTok things where it's just her face, she felt like very I don't know. But no, the girl that was like, I don't believe this. Like she's like, you're a guy, and there's no way that like you don't have like. She was like expecting me. She's like, no, it has to be like Madison Beer. Like there has to be someone that you want to slam. And I'm like, I just looked at her. I'm like, Belle Delphine, and she just stares at me. She's like, what's wrong with you? And I was so uncomfortable, but at the same time, like you asked the question, I gave you an answer. Belle Delphine is like top tier for me. I don't know why. It doesn't make me proud. I don't know. Something about Belle Delphine is like, yes, this is like a walking red flag, and I'm super attracted to this. Like, are you going to tell me there's not a celebrity that you know, like, you can think of that is like a walking red flag and you know they are, but you still wouldn't want to sleep with or at least be friends with? Belle Delphine is someone I want to be genuinely friends with, too. I feel like I would be really good friends with her. She would just be fun to hang out with. This is called a parasocial relationship. I know. No, I'm not saying I don't. I have. No, I'm not saying like. No, a parasocial relationship is like if I'm giving this girl thousands of dollars and trying to talk to her and like simping like no other. All I said is she's attractive, and I feel like I'd be. So, okay, you spent You just spent $100,000 for a night with her, Dickie. Hypothetically, I could. Hypothetically, you've just done it. No, you did it. This is canon now. Did I? This is canon. This just happened. You did it right now. I guess I just look. Let me tell you, that $100,000 well spent. I'll take it to the grave and be like, yo, I banged Belle Delphine and it was great.
Next week, tell us how it is on the podcast. Tell us how it was.
It was magical. Let me tell you, she's a cutie McBooty.
I also just want to point out to everybody listening and watching that to me and Kat, what we're seeing is Dickie's back. It looks like this. Like we can't see him at all.
As I said in the beginning, my camera I
yeah.
usually have is not charged, and I forgot to. I have an A7 that like runs as my webcam, so I have my Canon C70 instead as the main camera, just running it, and I'm gonna look so much better. The lighting looks better. This better camera. I'm gonna look beautiful.
Richie, I don't think any amount of lighting will help you. I'm sorry, that was so mean. I couldn't finish my sentence. You're beautiful. I love you.
You're okay, Dickie.
Thanks for the honesty, Steve. Kat, I just don't really believe things you say to me anymore. Again, going back to Belle Delphine.
Why?
Just hypothetically. Well, because we have to answer the question of Kat wanted to know what's more valuable, e-girl bathwater or e-girl pee.
Oh yeah.
Gamer girl.
Gamer girl. How? Okay.
She labeled it gamer girl bathwater.
What is the difference? We said Belle Delphine is an e-girl, correct? That is what we said.
She is. Yes.
But she sold it
so
as
she
The
gamer
product
girl
was Gamer
bathwater.
Girl bathwater. That was.
So okay, then what's
That was her branding. No, we're getting off topic. Go back.
Is Pokimane a gamer
girl?
girl or what is she then?
She's
What is the
a
difference
streamer.
She's
what
a
is the difference
streamer.
What is the difference between a streamer, an e-girl, and a gamer? Like,
Yes.
Well, the streamer doesn't have to play games. Like, would
Pokimane
you
plays
call Evan a
games.
gamer? Would you call Evan a gamer?
He literally puts
He
in his
barely plays
profile,
games.
professional gamer.
Does he?
Yes. Evan is a streamer and a gamer.
It literally does not. I'm looking at Twitter right now. It does not say professional gamer.
His thing his Twitch says it then. Something says it.
Because he barely plays games.
That's because he doesn't need to play games. He's
He's
a beautiful
live
man.
right
I just want to stare at his face when he says things. And call him
Well,
like
he's
poop.
live right now. We can all stare at his face together.
We're in the middle of a pod. Why are you trying to Okay, so again, going back to the topic.
I'm trying to get off of
Because
Belle Delphine. I'm doing everything in my power
so
to.
Steve and
That's
I
why-
agreed. Steve and I agreed that the pee is more valuable than
Oh, yeah.
the bathwater
Easy.
because it's sterile, and because golden showers. You could have the shortest golden shower ever. And Kat, if you know anything about me, it's I like to pour liquid on my body in the shower.
Milk
Milk.
is disgusting.
Milk. Oh,
and bad
Steve
for
also.
you.
Yeah, Steve, you've also
Now
seen
we
that.
can put the milk thing in the thumbnail. We've brought it
So-
up. It's allowed to be there now.
So one day, in one of our old group chats, one of our friends told me that I was the weird one of the friend group, and I'm like, why? What is the context of this? And they're like, you like milk, you drink milk. So I had just went grocery shopping, and I went to my bathroom, into the shower, naked, and I just poured a half gallon of milk on my body while I scream at the camera and tell everyone I'm not the crazy one. And I don't regret that decision because liking milk does not make you crazy. Liking milk is good for your body and your bones. Yes, it has a lot of fat in it, so you can't sugar, so you can't have that much of it, but milk tastes good. I don't care what anyone says.
You're stupid.
Why are you so anti-milk, Cat? Like, what did milk ever do to you? You're a cat. Cats love milk.
Not a cat.
Meow.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Not an e-girl, though.
Not
E-girl.
Yo, you're
Oh my
such
god,
a
wait,
fucking
actually I
liar.
have the Razer headset with the pink one with the cat ears. I'm gonna wear that next podcast.
You are an e-girl.
I'm
So
not
are
an
you-
e-girl.
This
Are
is
you gamer
done.
girl? She's one of them.
Oh, she's
I'm
what?
nothing. I am a Pokemon master.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Shut the fuck up. You know what's
Dickie
really
hates
funny?
Pokemon, and
No,
he's
I
done
love
with it.
Pokemon.
Not you.
You know I love Pokemon. I bought a Nintendo Switch
hates-
when Arceus
he
came
hates
out
Richie,
just because
where's
of just
my
because of it.
card? Give me my
It's on the counter actually right now. I'm looking at it right now. The Ampharos card. So Kat, I don't remember.
Ampharos. You mean
Yeah.
Ampharos?
It doesn't matter what their name is because they're not as superior to Flaffy. Everyone knows Flaffy's the best.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
Look
love
at my
Flaffy.
baby.
Flaffy is one of
I
my
love
favorite
him.
Pokemon ever. So one weird thing about me, about Pokemon, is I almost always love the second stage Pokemon, and I refuse to like the third stage. So whenever I was
yeah.
playing, That's it. So like, if you look at my
We've
team
talked
from
about
Arceus, like like everyone's a second stage Pokemon. They're never the final like. So I think normally the team I would go with was like Magmar, Electabuzz, Umbreon.
Umbreon based.
I think it was Umbreon, Espeon, and Rhydon and a Gyarados. And I just refuse to ever evolve any. Like, the only Pokemon I would switch onto my team every once in a while was Alakazam, Gardevoir, and
You would use Gardevoir, you pervert.
Gardevoir has, well, because I like Alakazam, but Alakazam can't fucking take a hit, so Gardevoir had much better physical defense.
Oh, you like
this man
Gardevoir's
just said
physical
Gardevoir
stuff.
had good physical defense. What?
Better than
You like physical?
It has better defense than Alakazam.
Well, okay, sure, but like, fuck.
You need a psychic
still
Pokemon
both-
on your team.
They're glass Pokemon.
Listen.
You don't
Listen,
need
all
a
I'm
psychic.
hearing-
And I would fucking rail the shit out of
Just
Gardevoir.
not be. Okay, he said it.
You ask, I will deliver. Like, if we're playing Smash and Pass, Gardevoir gets fucking smashed every time. It's Gardevoir. Like, who looks at Gardevoir and says, "Nah, I'm good." That's like when you look at Onyx and be like, "Yo, I'm not gonna bone the shit out." Like, it's an Onyx. It's anal beads.
Cat is so concerned.
It's Rocky 8. It could have been
You are
Steelix.
ruining this girl's day.
Steelix could have been so much worse. Imagine Steelix anal beads. Like, it's just gonna have like sharp things.
Look at this rat
Yo!
looking at this mac and cheese. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. It's very wholesome.
Keep vibing.
Good stuff.
Have you never played Pokemon Smash or Pass? Like, that's Steve. We talked about this. We said we had to do this.
We did.
Like, we have to do that on the channel at one point. Like, we're playing Pokemon Pass or Smash, like the whole entire thing.
Absolutely not.
We can
This man
stream the
really
whole thing.
keeps saying pass or smash.
Smash or Pass.
Yes.
What do you want to call
Smash
it?
or pass. No, it's smash or pass. Smash comes first.
I got slightly catfished the other day. What you talking? Yeah, so like we went to I met this girl on Hinge, and Hinge is like a 50-50 if you're getting a good shot or not. And like I'm talking to this girl, and I was so excited to go hang out with her. She wanted to go to Barcade. It was gonna be great, all this stuff. And she shows up, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And no, it's not because she like, it's not any weight thing, 'cause it's nothing like that. It's that she lied about her age, and she posted a bunch of her pictures that when she was like, it was still her, but she posted a bunch of pictures like pre-2020.
Was she at least 18?
She was older.
Right, she was older.
way older.
Okay.
She was older. So like she was like 33, and she said she was like 28, and like all the pictures she posted when she was like
Only
26.
5 years.
Like
33
Mother
is
Time
doable.
Mother Time was not. I don't. Well, if you can't even like, no, it's not the age. If you said straight off the bat you were 33, I have no issues with that. It's that you lied about it and said you were 5 years younger, and then you also posted pictures of when you were like 25. So when you're expecting that and you get something else, I'm like, ooh, you're. No. So that already
Gross.
did, like, well, because I'm like, if you're gonna lie about that, what else are you like gonna lie about? And then we hang out, and like I can have a good time with pretty much anyone. It's very hard for me to not get along with people for the most part, unless you were like absolutely awful to me. And so we hung out for a couple hours, but it was just weird. It was a weird time. Like it was just weird. She was like school in the summer, you know.
What?
No class.
I get it.
Oh my god. You're so stupid.
It was a rough date, because like she changed the day, because originally we were gonna hang out on a Tuesday. She's like, no, I can like hang out on a Friday, because like then we can hang out for a lot longer. And in my head I'm like, let's go. After 2 or 3 hours, I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore, and I made up a lie that I had to go to soccer the next morning at like 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Richie.
I'm a wholesome individual. I'm not going to waste someone's time if I know it's not going anywhere. Have you never been on a
Good
bad
for
date like
you.
that before? Where you're just like, I want to leave, but like I feel rude leaving instantaneously. Like I have a lot of friends that have just like got those emergency calls and they pieced out instantaneously or whatever it is. But like I feel awful doing that to someone, because like I can only imagine what it feels like if it happened to me. It never has, but like that would feel awful. So like that's why like I will give someone the benefit of the doubt and like go through a full date with them, even if I know it's going nowhere, just because like there's nothing more
I'll do that
demoralizing.
next time. Next time we hang out, Richie, I'll be like, oh no, my grandma's in the hospital. I gotta go.
Kat, you barely. Has that never happened to you guys? Love you. Appreciate
I
you.
don't think so.
You've never had like a really bad date like that where you're just like, I want to leave right now, but like you're just kind of pushing through it?
I've never really been on like.
I've had bad relationships like that. My best first date ever. We went to. It was right when I moved down from Alaska, and I drove over there. And then we went to see the Dragon Ball movie, the Battle of Gods in theater.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Evolution, or the really bad, like the live action one. I was like, Kat, you can't have a good date watching that movie.
No. And that movie was so good. And then we went out on a lake on a boat and listened, and we found out we had all the same music taste. So we just listened to like all the same music. And then we came back, and then we got pizza, which is a big pop punk thing. We were listening to pop punk, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Part of the story.
Pop punk pizza. Let's
and then
go.
it was like an hour drive back to my place, and it was really cool. So it was super late at this point. It was probably like too late for me to drive, so I stayed over, and he actually blew up an air mattress for me, so that like he was very respectful, you know. And it was very refreshing.
How come I told the really bad story and your date was like magical and perfect and sounds like you could have married this person?
I've had like bad not dates. Like I've had a guy who asked me on a date and I said no, and then he like showed up outside of my work, waited for 3 hours, and then gave me like white roses with Pikachus in them, which would be really cute in theory, but it was very scary given it was coming
really
from him.
Fucking creepy.
I did that.
Oh my god. Shut up, Richie.
Viewers, don't do shit like that.
Viewers,
It's not
no,
romantic.
If you find
weird.
a pretty girl, do not stalk her outside of her work and give her white
Yeah.
roses. Red roses would have
Even
been perfectly
better.
fine, but white roses is where we draw the line.
That's the problem. That's
That's
way
the only problem
creepy.
there.
I'm gonna have to dig through it to find it, but I have a picture of it somewhere. He also, like, on another time, he came to, because I was working 3 jobs at the time, so he came to the pet store I worked at and did that, and then he came to the coffee shop I worked at, and he had this list that he had written and printed off of, like, things that he wanted me to do, because, like, I told him I was, like, because I tend to be, like, way too nice and too, like, I don't know what even the word is, but like that happened. I was like, listen, I'm not going to date
Submissive
you,
and
but like,
breedable?
because it's also a very small town. We are in similar friend groups. I was like, we can be friends. When in reality, I probably should have called the police. But then he came with this list of things that I had to do to be his friend. And the first one was that, and it said in print, I'll have to send it to you. It was, I had to get on my knees and apologize to him for turning him down. And then there was like, it was a long list. It was like, I had to respond to his texts immediately. I had to buy him lunch once a month. I wasn't supposed to talk to other guys, which is funny because this is a list to be friends. I will find it though, and I'll read it off for the next week's podcast because it was great. And then I have this other guy who
has
since
friends like
2014.
who has friends like that? That's
I
weird.
genuinely forget
Word.
that people like that actually exist. I always think it's a joke, and then I hear a story. I'm like,
No,
It's,
and
it's
then
just like
there's
the
this-
stories you.
Wait.
It's like the stories you see on Reddit, and you're like, "Oh, this can't be real. This is just for content. It's hilarious and funny."
Yeah.
And then you realize, "Oh,
But
wait,
it's, like,
people
real.
are this fuck."
these people exist.
Yeah, they
Ugh.
do.
And
There's
you're
this
one of
other
those
guy too.
people. Stop. I'm not gonna allow people like that to be in our audience. You need to stop.
I have
Unless you want to give us
two
money
more-
on Patreon, then we're kind of we'll.
Yeah, then we'll let you stay.
No, there's 2 more short ones. There's this one guy who every couple like months or every few weeks since 2014, he's just messaged me hi, hello, hi, hello since 2014. So he's dedicated.
Have you ever responded?
No.
Has he said
Actually, no.
anything- Does he ever say anything besides hi or hello?
I think he said happy birthday one time.
See, like that's
Was it your
creepy
birthday?
and weird, but at least it's respectful.
Yes.
It's not
Oh.
like he's getting angry at you for not responding or like saying mean or hurtful things or creepy things. He's
Yeah.
just saying hi. He just
then-
keeps shooting a shot and getting shot down. But like he's just saying hi respectfully. Like
Yeah.
respectfully, I'm gonna say hello and that's it. Also, why don't you just block him?
Honestly, I thought it was just interesting to me. I
You
wanted to
just
see how
kept
long
it
he
going
would go.
for years. You're like, yeah, this is fine. We're gonna keep doing this.
There was one guy that I did block though, and that is because I thought this was kind of weird. I think I have like roughly like 60 something posts on my Instagram, right? So every single day, like I just kept getting notifications. I didn't really think anything of it, but every day he liked a different picture until he had spent. So it took 2 months because I had 60
Yeah.
pictures, right? So he spent every day liking a different picture, and then one day I just got a message that said, "Okay, I'm finished."
That's so weird.
That's so funny. There was no other context. He's like, oh, I'm done. All right.
That's so weird.
Shit, that guy's like more votes than I have. That's like dedication.
Wow, Richie. That's messed up.
That's funny though. Like he just like, yeah, I'm done. By the way, just like it's more funny than thinking. Just like, yeah, I'm just done. It just like goes away. He's like, I'm moving on to the next one. Like, okay, I like everything. Like, sure, whatever. That's weird dedication.
And then I had a picture on my story of like this cat, and like you're playing like a little feather thing, and it's like the purpose of life is to take care of little creatures, and he responded to it and said, "You can be my little creature." And I didn't see it when he first said that, but then he sent another one that was like, you're really cute. And then I saw that one and I opened it and I saw the other one where it was like, "You can be my little creature." And I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm done. I feel like a lot of girls get like really nasty, like disrespectful dudes who say like sexual stuff and send like dick pics and whatnot. But I feel like, what is wrong with you?
Viewers, for context, I sent her a text that says, "I hunt small creatures for sport." I don't actually, but I'll make an exception for you, Kat.
Anyway, I never get like the nasty like penis pictures and like sexual stuff. I get the like actually like.
You get really twisted ones.
They
like,
might kill me, yeah.
There's a famous there's a thing that Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, said in one of his stand-up routines. It's like, guys always talk about their crazy ex-girlfriends because like they're still kicking, they're around. Girls would never talk about their crazy ex-boyfriends because if they have a crazy ex-boyfriend, they're dead.
Oh no.
Which is true. Like it's very true. I'm going to Grand Teton. Was it friends, and like I asked like 2 or 3 people, and they're like, wasn't that the place that guy killed his girlfriend and just like left her remains? I'm like, how is this what we remember? How is this thing we remember from Grand Teton? Not the actual park itself. It's like, oh yeah, that dude killed his girlfriend and just like drove back to like Louisiana or like Georgia or something. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even know this story until someone told me it. Again, definition of crazy ex-boyfriend.
Now, I was telling Richie how like a lot of girls who are cosplayers or like post social media content, they get a lot of like nasty sexual comments and like penis pictures, and like I don't get that ever. I get the actual like, yeah, I've gotten in my like this is not an invitation. I'll clarify that.
Don't do it.
Kat likes feet pic. If you'd like to send her feet pic.
I would like no more, please. No more,
please. Like a weird invitation. Kat likes feet pic, by the way. If you want to send her feet pic,
I'm looking at the audience.
She does thoroughly enjoy feet pic. Do not send penis pics. That's weird, and we will block you and get rid of you as a person. But if you send her feet pics, she does enjoy those.
But yes, I get the actual like borderline scary, like I might get murdered type of people, and I don't know why. There's another guy who, because he was friends with my roommate and knew where I lived, just showed up to my house one day. Like, I opened the door and I was shocked. I was like, why are you, like, it scared the crap out of me, right? And then luckily he went away. But then a few weeks later, our new roommate showed up, and I saw it was nighttime. I was the only one in the house, and I saw the van outside, and it looked like the other guy's car. Yeah, it looked like the other guy's car. So I got scared and like turned the lights off real fast and like laid down on the living room floor and like just laid there and hid while the person kept knocking, rang the doorbell. A little bit later, and then I like crawled, because we have this big window in our living room, you can see it. So I like crawled to my room and I just laid in my bed holding a knife, like scared. And then in the morning, our new roommate is like, "Why didn't you let me in?" And I was like, "I thought you were gonna murder me."
Why didn't he like text or call you? Be like, "Hey, I'm here. By the way, can you let me in?"
He didn't have my number. He had our other roommate's number, who was not at home.
Why didn't he say, "Hey, it's me, your roommate"?
Well, he let our other roommate know, and she was supposed to let me know, but she did not.
Could he not have just like said, "Hey, it's me, your roommate"?
I don't know if I would have believed.
Hello?
I would have
been
been
anybody there?
Listen, it was also like 2 a.m, and this was the night that he was like, he was coming down to like the week before he was moving in, also for Ren Fair. So it was like, it was unexpected. It was just weird. But man, I could go like on and on and on with stories of times men have followed me. Honestly, I would almost rather have the disrespectful stuff instead of like the "I want to peel your skin and wear it" stuff.
So boys, just remember, it's better to send a penis than to murder someone.
Life lessons.
Life lessons. Send penises, not murder.
Don't send penises either. Do neither of these things.
Do neither.
It's not a one or the other.
It's not you have to do one of them. I'm just saying, if it comes down to murdering someone or sending them a penis, it's better to send a penis than to commit murder. But preferably neither.
Just don't do either anyway.
But murder's the
Allow
worst.
if the options are you die, you send a picture of your penis, or you kill someone, just go ahead and die. That's my stance.
No, if they're gonna die
have
innocently
a
for no
knife.
reason, I'd rather them send a penis than die. If there's like a gun to their head and like, you know,
Gun to your head, send a dick pic.
If Hitler's here has a gun to your head and he says you got to send your dick to this girl right now or I'm gonna kill you, send the picture. But that's about like the only situation you should be doing that.
Or if it's asked for.
Yes.
Or if it's asked for. Who asks for? I don't understand that. Who asks for a penis?
Yeah.
A, who's asking for a dick pic, and B, when a guy sends a dick pic in general.
I would never
when
do
a guy,
that.
When a guy yeah, you probably would. When a guy sends a dick pic, what is he ever?
There's
There's
a
a
good
way
way to send a dick pic.
There's a
But,
way
like,
to make it artistic.
Why? What, you gonna put in a hot dog bun? Like, I just don't. I never understand people that send dick pics in general. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, what do you think?
Yeah,
Girls just gonna see
no.
your penis and be like, "That's the fucking move." Like, I want that dick
Alright.
in and around my mouth.
Is it time for our hypothetical?
Hypothetically, when you send a dick pic, how do you make it artistic?
How do you? What's your?
That is not our hypothetical. I want a better one.
Can I steal one from another podcast I listened to?
What was it?
Thief.
Thief?
It was
Coward?
if you could remove, like, delete one invention to cause the most amount of, like, what's the word?
That's too much deep thought.
Inconvenience. Like, what's the most inconvenient thing?
Are they going to like
could
reinvent
just
this?
remove.
Because like I could think of like if you deleted something like I don't know the filament of a light bulb, that would inconvenience the world because you couldn't have.
So that
lights
was
then.
the thing is they all realized like you could just say like wheels or electricity and fuck with everything, and so
Yeah,
then they
internet.
tried to like come up with something more just like inconvenient.
So like
Just
in
make
my view,
people
like,
really
I'm trying
annoyed.
to. I would so like, is it just to slightly annoy people because you don't realize how like necessary this is or like convenient is in real life,
Yeah.
or is it like
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the world pretty much just like really fucked up?
The hot glue gun.
What?
That would ruin most cosplayers' lives.
That's such a small percentage of society.
I was gonna
Do you
say
know how many
the
things
aglet.
I hot glue? You're stupid.
stupid?
I love aglets. I love Phineas and Ferb are the reason that the world knows about
Dude.
aglets, and it makes me very happy.
It
That's the
is.
thing.
They
But
really
see,
are.
like
I would
think
say, like,
about if the
light
aglet
bulbs.
was gone, like your laces would constantly be fraying and falling apart. And
God,
so
that
like,
would
if
be
one day
really
all
inconvenient.
aglets just disappeared, everybody's shoes would just be like the laces would just be falling apart.
You couldn't like relace your shoes. Like once they were like unlaced, you
Yeah.
couldn't get it back through the hole. Like that would be so fucking annoying. Oh my god, that would be so annoying.
Yeah. Like I have a
Oh,
hoodie
my days
that
ruined
doesn't have
right now
aglets on
thinking
it,
about
and
that.
it's the worst thing on the planet because I'll wash it, and the string will end up here, and there's no aglet to like help pull it back down, so like it just keeps getting caught. It's like I'm trying to like use
Well, all
the
you have to
safety
do is
pin to.
you can get around that actually. If you tie a knot and like force it through,
true,
like
yeah.
make the hole bigger, you could get around it because I have hoodies that are like that too. So like, you just have to expand the hole. It's like when there's a giant penis, your vagina can only expand so much. So it's easier to take a giant penis in your butt because that can expand so much more
No,
than the
your
vagina
vagina
can.
can have a literal child, so shut up.
You can fit
I
two
no 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 no
raccoons
no
in
no
your
no no
breast
no no
hole.
no no you can't. I remember hearing this and learning
You
this
can
from.
fit two raccoons in your asshole. That's the end of the argument.
There was the porn star Sherry DeVille explained this whole entire concept where she's like, depending on the male talent she's fucking, she decides if she's gonna take it in the ass or if she's gonna take it in the vagina because like it's
Dickie knows
easier
too
for
much
her to
about
take
porn.
it's easier for her to take a giant dick in her butt that it can expand than it is for her to take it in the vagina. It's a different process, isn't it? I always assumed it was a different like kind of thing.
Wait,
where, like,
wait,
your-
wait, 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 wait. How did we get from filaments and aglets to this?
Because
It
this
is
always how
remarkable what we
you
can
were the
achieve on this podcast.
You were the one who brought up the whole thing about the holes getting bigger because
I know you said it. I
No,
just
you said
giggled.
it, Dickie. She just laughed.
I didn't get to talk about poop enough this podcast. I had to derail it a different way. I have strep throat. Give me a fucking break. I'm on like day 4 of my
Anyway.
CPAC.
It's time to wrap up. Wrap up the
I didn't even get to say mine.
Okay, well, hurry up.
Underwear. Think of all the times that like you pee and you got a little dribble on your boxers or something like that, but that dribble
Now
like,
it's
it gets blocked. So like you don't get the little dribbles on your pants. But like imagine like you see a dude or a girl and they just get like pee stains on their pants because there's nothing to protect that little dribble. That'd be so inconvenient. I'd be so self-conscious every time I peed.
In high school,
Did you pee your pants?
well, I was a swimmer like all my life up through high school, but we would swim before school. It was early in the morning, and so some days you just forgot to pack your underwear, and that like wearing our uniform, like we had to wear khakis. Like wearing khakis without underwear was the most uncomfortable experience of my entire life.
Dude, the chafing is the worst. It's like wearing jeans. I don't understand people like just wear jeans without underwear. They're like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, no.
So underwear is my answer.
Shout out to
Shout out to our sponsors.
Shout out to Sherry DeVille for
sponsors.
teaching me
Shout out
about
to
penises
Manscaped.
and how they
still
can go
waiting for
into.
Manscaped
I'm
to
still waiting for Manscaped to actually. Yeah, I'm waiting for Manscaped to finally freaking.
I will happily shill their products.
I
They're
will
incredible.
exactly. They're the way
Love
they
Manscaped.
make my balls feel smooth and the amazing deodorant like downstairs, like the ball
smell
deodorant
so
is amazing.
good.
It's great.
The crop mops.
And
We're
shout out
already
to-
doing it, Manscaped.
Exactly, we are.
Just
Give us like a little money. Like we'll keep doing
give us
it.
like $5 and we'll do it.
And speaking of manscaping downstairs, thank you for Sherry DeVille for teaching me about how it's easier to stretch out your butthole than it is your vagina when you are taking a dick. I feel like that's very important for many people to know this.
I was gonna say shout out to
Belle Delphine for selling her bathwater, so I know what the value of it is.
Shout out to the anime Hensky, and specifically the dub, for giving me the worst term for a girl going commando I've ever heard, which is clamando. That show is full of so much shit like that.
Clamando.
I was the quote like I was going clamando.
I don't know why that's what got me. Clamando.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well,
Hensky, are you willing to fall in love with a pervert as long as she's a cutie? Go check it out. Go watch the dub specifically. Thanks everybody for watching.
You're all looking submissive and breedable, and we will see you
You're
next
never
week.
going to leave this podcast unscathed at this point. Thank you for our special guest, Evanit0, for calling me.
Are we gonna have it? Can we have that in the title featuring Evanit0?
Featuring Evanit0.
We're doing it.
Yeah, okay. We're going to do it. Thank you, Dickie. Thank you, Kat. Thank you.
Thank you, Dad, for making
sending
me,
unsolicited dick pics.
That was dumb. Why did you do that?
Thank you, Dad, for
You're welcome.
making me the best load you ever shot in history. I really appreciate that. And
He had a better load, I'm sure.
Yeah, my sister.
Hey!
We need to end this. It's like this needs to end. Like we're just.
I would like
just
to
dragging.
thank the person that tied my shoe for me at MetroCon.
Aw.
Like a little puppy.
Oh.
What?
Got way hornier than I thought
It really did. You know, Kat.
She's like,
Kat,
oh, that was very nice of them. And then
Kat
like
wants someone that's going to take care of her
puppy.
little creature because she's a little creature.
Jesus Christ.
Can we be done?
All
Can this
right,
end
anyway.
already?
Yeah,
I'm tired.
okay, I'm hitting stop recording.
Okay, we're
Bye,
done.
everybody.
Eat this! No, not that part.